Talked to Mike Tyson yesterday. This was right before the parole hearing with O.J. Simpson. So just so you know, we did not talk about O.J. Simpson, but had a chance to spend some time with Mike Tyson. Has a podcast now, has a book out, and I started asking Mike, what's it like when he walks the streets of New York? What's the reaction?
Yes, a lot of people recognize me.
What do they say?
Mike, hey, Mike, man, Mike, hey, man, Mike, it's good seeing you, Mike, man, Mike, you're back in New York, Mike. New York loves you, Mike, hey, Mike. Yeah, that's what they say.
Do they then ask you for money after that?
No, but that's only when I'm in Lower Town. I guess when I'm on 42nd Street, lower down there, you run into the guy. Hey, man, can you help me out?
Do you remember your first paycheck for boxing? How much it was?
$5,000.
What'd you do with it?
What I do with it? I don't know what I did with it. I probably bought some outfits and stuff. I didn't have any cool clothes. I probably bought some outfits.
I remember you had overalls with no shirt on.
Oh, God.
Hey, we all had those days, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not alone. I had those bad days, too.
Oh, God.
But you look back, but you have so many stories. Like, do you tell those on your podcast, or would you rather ask other people to have them tell their stories?
Well, I like to ask other people, and as I ask them, they say, hey, Mike, why don't you tell me some of your stories? And it's like a tit for tat.
Okay, you had Russell Simmons on.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he have any stories that topped your stories?
Well, no, we weren't talking about that. We were talking about more about the election and Donald Trump and all that.
Have you met Trump?
I don't believe. Yeah, have I met Trump? Yeah, I worked for Trump before. Remember, I used to fight at his hotel all the time. Oh. I fought 11 times there.
Wait, did you fight Frazier at Trump?
No, that was upstate. I fought Michael Spinks, I believe, at Trump.
I was there for Spinks and when you fought Frazier, and I felt bad for Michael Spinks because I was ringside with Danny Aiello and Matt Dillon, and I remember when that fight started, if Michael Spinks could have just said, all right, hey, you knocked me out, I'm just going to lie on the canvas, I think he would have done it that day. Could you sense how afraid he was or nervous he was when he got in the ring with you?
Absolutely. Man, 100%. This guy was, man, you think, man, well, better him than me.
But I could see him and Frazier in their eyes. They did not want to be in there with you.
Well, I wanted to be in there with those guys.
Did you ever feel sorry for an opponent?
No, it can't. That's not part of the game. Things are going to happen, and after the fight is over, then you guys can show your love and your respect.
How would you have done in your prime against a legitimate MMA guy? Let's say, somebody who was at the top of their game, MMA.
All right, hey, let's say we're only boxing like Floyd doing.
Yeah.
We're only boxing. He can't kick me and stuff.
No.
He's going to get knocked out.
What if it's MMA rules?
If it's MMA, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble because if he step on my toes. No, listen, man, if he step on my toes, man, I'm going to tap out. He don't have to hit me. Just if he step on my toes, I'm going to tap right out.
Wait, why your toes?
Oh, my toes are destructive. They look like they blew up in the toes. My toes look like they blew up. And if he stepped on my toes, oh, man, I might die.
What hurts on you right now?
One matter of fact, I just had a surgery. It was a 4-hour surgery. It was on my spine.
Oh, my God.
It was a lower 4 and 5 disc, and it's a week ago today.
And this is just to have a productive life. It's nothing more than
for a productive life because there was a cyst on that they didn't see on MIR. It was a cyst there, so they had to remove the cyst. And I was very fortunate that because soon I was going to be in a wheelchair.
Were you any good at any other sport?
No, it's horrible. But listen, Dan, know what I realized, though?
What?
I couldn't play any other sports, couldn't do other sports, but boxing wasn't for me. That wasn't for me because that gave me too much it made me too delusional.
Wait, what do you mean?
Can you imagine beating everybody else could beat everybody? I think I'm a god. I was a young kid, 19, 20 years old, beating guys so easily and being influenced by everybody and just didn't know my butt from my neck.
But did kids make fun of you growing up?
Yeah, they called me Doofus and Mighty Joe Young.
Why did they make fun of your speech?
Well, yeah, that too. But I was just it was really I was so big. Like in 7th and 8th grade, one guy said, "That's the new teacher." They thought I was the teacher. I was too big for the kids. You're one of those kids, aren't you, Dan?
Yes,
Dan, aren't you one of those kids?
Yes, I would have run. Can you run fast? Because I would have said that stuff, Mike.
I could run fast. But that's the girl said, "That's the new teacher." I cried. I started crying.
Oh no!
Teacher. I started crying.
But it feels like you had two different emotions, that you could be so emotional one way and so emotional, like so mad, angry in the moment, and then you could be like a weeping little baby.
Hey, I don't know. Those are the qualities and that God gave me, I guess.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with it. I always felt like that I wasn't sure who Mike Tyson was going to be. You'd show up at a press conference, or it'd be after a fight or before a fight. There was a range of emotions that were always there with you. But I found that made you even more interesting because of the style you had, but then there was that sensitivity that went along with it.
Hey, no, I never had a chance to develop it because I was working so much on trying to get rid of it.
If you came up now, would your style be different?
No, it'd be the same.
You'd have to attack?
Yes, it'd be the same.
Could you have been a more patient fighter? Could you have been a Lennox Lewis type?
I don't think so. I'm just a bunch of, and I'm like a lawnmower. Just let me go, yeah, and let me burn myself out.
Yeah, he's Mike Tyson. He's got a new what's the name of the podcast? Is it Bite the Mic?
Bite the Mic. Bite the Mic.
Wait, who came up with that?
My wife.
She did?
Yes.
So
Mike.
Okay, so we've embraced the biting Evander Holyfield's ear. It's sort of like Chris Webber called a timeout in the championship game, and then he named his charity Timeout Foundation. So you.
Oh God! Yeah, you gotta make fun of yourself. If you don't make fun of yourself, man, you're gonna be a tweed. Can you imagine that?
But are people allowed to make fun of you to you now? Like, can they?
Absolutely, absolutely. If it's open game, because I got to be able to come back.
Do you know?
Be fair and open game.
Who do you want to interview on the podcast? Like, who would be the ideal guy or person?
The ideal guy?
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know. I'm very objective to that. Maybe Trump. I'm one of those guys.
What did you think of Trump?
What did I think of Trump?
Yeah.
I thought he was fun, entertaining, and very determined. Very, very determined.
If I told you 20 years ago he would be president, what would you have said?
I don't know. I probably said no because you just look at president back then from a different perspective. He changed the looks of president.
That's Mike Tyson, just a portion of the interview. We'll have more of Mike Tyson coming up. Once again, Bite the Mic is his podcast. It's on iTunes. By the way, he sent out a tweet that said, I think, suck it front row or suck it back row, McLovin?
No, it was suck it front row, bite it back row.
Oh, bite it back row.
And with the name of his podcast. So.
Peter Rosenberg is a New York disc jockey who works with Mike on his podcast. So they sent that tweet out after the interview. His book is called Iron Ambition. So he talks about his life lessons he learned from his beloved trainer, Cus D'Amato. So I have more from Mike Tyson coming up here on the Dan Patrick Show. He was frisky during the first part of the interview. I started the interview, the second part, by talking about that visit to the Catskills in 1986, the first visit that I ever had with Mike Tyson.
What was that about?
I was working for CNN. You were on the cover of Sports Illustrated, The Kid Dynamite.
Yeah.
And I went up there and interviewed you. And I don't know if it was a good interview or not. Obviously, you don't remember it. I remember you had these goofy sunglasses on.
Oh, yeah, like some Alex, what was they like? They're like Alex Warhol glasses, right?
Andy Warhol. Yeah, you had
Yes, Andy Warhol glasses.
And I asked you about them, and then I said, why are you wearing those? And you go, I don't know. And
hey, I was a little immature kid. And when the kids do things like that, I was 19 years old. I wear Andy Warhol glasses. Look what 19-year-old kids wear now. They wear no clothes and tattoos.
How are you as a dad?
Oh man, listen, Dad. Let me talk to you as a dad, okay?
Okay, all right.
Sometimes I got children from different marriages and stuff, and I guess the mother from the one marriages tell the kids, "Hey, you watch out, Dad is a certain way, I guess." And I don't think they love me as much as my kids from my prior stuff, for my stuff now, and it's just really weird and stuff. I still pay their tuition and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just weird and stuff. I don't know if they really love me that much, but I've done things, and I've done things in the past for them not to, for their mother not to, not from them. But that's the way it is. I got to live with those responsibilities of my past.
Are your kids in sports?
Hey, one of them is in football.
Really?
I have two sons. One of them's 20 and one of them's 15. They're both 6'3".
Can they take you?
I don't think they can. I don't think the 20-year-old thing. He wants to. He wants to beg. He lifts a lot of weights. He's really powerful, but if he wants to. I don't play with kids like that, especially my kids.
Yeah.
If they feel they could take me, they got to go the whole way.
All you got to do is show them old YouTube videos, Mike. That's all. Just say, here, you think you want a piece of this? Watch that, and then you come back.
No, they think they could do that just by being my son. They think they're born to do that. They think they could do that stuff.
Could you go one round right now with somebody?
Yes. But not right now because of my back.
Okay.
Well, I think I can go right now with my back. My spinal thing, I can go one round.
Who would you want a piece of right now?
Hey, I don't want to fight nobody. That's the main thing. I'm fighting out of my mind, out of my life.
How does it get out of
talk about fighting?
But how does it get out of you? Like it feels like it's just in you. It's part of you. How did you get rid of it?
It became, when you become a megalomaniac and you get nothing but trouble, and it gets you in the, it just puts you on the dark side of life, and you just you got to escape that. You kind of understand what I'm saying, Dan?
Well, yeah, because I was around that back then, and I remember, how boxing was, and I don't know how you survived. I really don't. I don't know.
Yeah, listen, Dan, neither do I. I don't know how this happened. And I don't know how I got a podcast. How did this happen? How did I get a cartoon show? And listen, Dan, listen to this, Dan. This is going to really make you go, whoa.
Okay.
At the top of my career, at the top of my game, when I was Mike Tyson, knocking out Michael Spinks, when I was the top man in the world, cartoons stayed away from me like a man with a 1,000-foot pole. Now I got a cartoon. Can you believe that? At this time of my life, a cartoon, and it's good.
But I think The Hangover changed an awful lot, Mike.
Oh, The Hangover was that was the deal changer.
Because people looked at you and said you had a sense of humor, like there was just charm, a softer side to you. How did you have to take some time before you took that role when they said, "Hey, we got an idea"?
No, they threw me in a goddamn picture. They threw me in there.
All right, 50-6 is your lifetime record, right?
Yes.
All right. Which one of the 6? If I said I can erase it right now, can we make it 51-5?
No way. I want to keep everything the way it is.
Oh, you wouldn't change any of those?
No, you can't change, because I'm going to have to explain this stuff one day to kids and other young fighters, and that'll make them better fighters.
I mentioned that when Ronda Rousey got knocked out, that takes away that invincibility. There's something about it that people viewed you differently. When Buster Douglas knocked you out, do you think that did people treat you differently after that? Did you see yourself differently after that?
No, because then I won the title again after that. 2 more times after that.
So it didn't affect you as far as what, like the invincibility?
No way. Listen, he had a good night. He was very lucky that night. He had a very good night. God bless him.
Did you see that punch?
No, I didn't see anything coming. It was like fighting a blind guy. I couldn't see anything coming. The punches that missed, I couldn't even see the punches that missed came.
You should have him on your podcast.
But listen, I would love to. Oh, I just hope he could talk well enough for a podcast.
Yeah, well, did you ever find that mouthpiece?
Never. I think I threw it away.
Yeah. Hey, congrats on all the good stuff. The podcast sounds great. Bite the Mic is the new podcast available on iTunes. Mike is your host there telling great stories. And also he has a new book. It's called Iron Ambition. It takes a look at the life lessons that he received from his great trainer, Customato. Mike, always great. Thank you for your sense of humor. Great to talk to you again.
Dan.
Hi, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. Former heavyweight champ of the world. And we did the interview yesterday prior to the O.J. Simpson parole hearing, just so you know. That we only had a time frame to be able to do it then, so couldn't ask him about the O.J. Simpson parole hearing because we didn't know what the verdict was going to be. But entertaining, great stories. Bite the Mic is the name of his podcast, along with his host, Peter Rosenberg. Tyson did tweet out, did he say, bite it back row, McLevin?
Yeah, suck front row, bite it back row, bite the mic.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.